And Andrea, as I was saying earlier, you're an eye-tech therapist, you're a holistic therapist, you're a life coach as well, lots of experience, and you're heavily involved with the Chiropractic.
That's right.
And although we are going to talk about sort of like living in the moment, being mindful, that sort of thing, which is what you specialise in, we really want to alert people about what chiropractor is. A lot of people just think, oh, you know, snapping my spine and it goes click, 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 and sounds painful. And they don't really, a lot of people don't really understand what it's about.
There's a lot of misperception out there, the general public, what chiropractic is really about. Like you said, a lot of people think that it's to do with cracking bones, or neck pain or back pain, anything like that. And they think it's going to be painful. It's not about that at all. It's about optimizing the function of the nervous system. So although a chiropractor is actually working on the spine, it's not because of backache or to work on the backache. It's actually improving the nerve function. So our body, the organs and every aspect of our body runs through our nervous system and the brain. So the brain sends messages through the nervous system, but it also receives messages from every part of our body. So if there is, we have an interference in the nervous system, in the spine, which is called a subluxation, then it's stopping those messages coming through nice and clear to the brain. So then we start to have problems. So the chiropractor removes the interference. So it's actually working on the nervous system as opposed to just, you know, a pain in the neck or removing sciatica or something like that.
So it's going to the root of the problem, so to speak.
Exactly, exactly. And if we think about it, 90% of the stimulation and nutrition to the brain is generated by the movement of the spine. So, I mean, that's hugely important. You know, it's like if you get rubbish in, you're going to get rubbish out, basically. So it's about improving that nervous function to get the optimum output and to be able to live a much more healthier lifestyle. And that's what it ultimately is about.
Because I don't think people maybe know as well, a chiropractor studies first to be a doctor and then a chiropractor. It's sort of 7 years, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 6-7 years to be a chiropractor. So, I mean, it's an intense course, you know. It's not just something... I think a lot of people think it's to do with chiromassage or chiromassage, so it kind of gets blurred. It's not a massage treatment. Yes, some chiropractors use a technique where they've been manipulating, and that's where we get this idea of cracking, and it's going to be painful. It's my husband, who's Eugen Roth. He's the doctor, chiropractor at Chiropractic, and he actually uses the impulse, which is a small mechanism. It's with an electrical impulse. So in actual fact, he'll use that on the spine, on the vertebra, and it's actually painless. And for a lot of people that are nervous about you know, being cracked, or especially around the neck, there's concern about that, then there's absolutely nothing to worry about. It's a very gentle procedure, it's very quick, it's an electrical impulse, you barely feel it, so it's very gentle, and it's for all ages. Chiropractic's for all ages. People think it's just if you've got a problem with your back or your neck. But in actual fact, it's for all ages. There's children, there's babies, there's older people with all sorts of problems and issues. But chiropractic is, it's not to treat any disease or diagnose any disease or any symptom. It's about improving one's health so that the body can heal itself. Ultimately, you remove the nerve interference, and then the body can take care of healing itself. If we think about it, when you fall or you cut yourself or you break your bone, I mean, who does the healing? It's the body.
Your body does,
The body does.
If it's allowed to.
Exactly. So it's about creating the right environment so the body can heal itself. Obviously, you know, modern medicine, and it has its place as well. So, you know, it's not replacing one with the other. No, it's very important.
It's alongside.
Alongside.
Yes.
Absolutely. So basically that's what the chiropractic is about. It's about being able to optimize the nerve function so that the body can take care of doing what it does best, which is healing itself.
Yeah. And going hand in hand with that and with the medical side as well, of course, is leading a healthy lifestyle and nutrition.
Absolutely.
And you're involved with that quite heavily, aren't you?
So I mean, both of us, Eugen takes care of the chiropractic side, but he does lots of research on diet, nutrition, but I've also done the qualification diet, nutrition, life coaching, because it's about not just, treating something or working with something. It's about getting the mind, the body, the spirit, everything healthy, looking at the person as a whole rather than just pinpointing and localizing one thing, one aspect. Yeah. So it's about, looking at the person, like what's going on, is it the mind affecting the body, our thoughts?
Yes, a stressful mind, a stressed out mind.
We're living very stressful times, we're full on stress, whereas before, when we were running around in the jungle, the flight, fight or freeze, well, now we're having that constantly. It's not just because there was imminent danger of a tiger attacking us. Now it's full on all the time with the lifestyles that we lead. And then it's not only that stress from the emotional, but the chemical, the types of food that we're eating.
Yes, stressing out your body, your organs.
Or self-medicating. We're drinking, smoking. Some people are taking medication, self-medicating. And, we're living, so we've got the stress factor, but we've also got the chemical aspect of what we're eating. We're not eating correctly. So that's putting a huge stress on the body as well. And the physical stress as well. The way if you look at most people now, you only have to go to a cafe or restaurant and everybody's like this.
Oh, yes.
So we're having the forward head syndrome. So in years to come, we're going to have a load of people with terrible backs just because of the way that we're all on our tablets or on our mobiles. And
it quite amazes me as well when you go out to restaurants and there's a family there, 2 children, their mum and dad. And they order their food and then they're all doing this.
It's quite sad.
No communication.
Nobody's communicating. They're all too busy communicating out there, but they're not communicating
with each other
in real time or with each other. And that's a huge problem.
Yeah, which actually brings us to mindfulness, I suppose, because that's being in the moment.
Absolutely.
Which I think a lot of us have lost the art of doing, haven't we?
Yeah, we're always too busy worrying about what's going on out there or what's going to happen tomorrow, what we've got to do, what we need to do, what happened in the past and how that's influencing what we're doing right now. But we're never, very, very seldom aware that we're not in the present moment. And that's where the living is done, is right here, right now. This conversation that we're having right now, this is the real moment, not what's going to happen when I leave here if I need to go shopping. That will happen
deal with that when you've left.
Exactly. It's going to happen afterwards. But that's the problem, is about training ourselves to become more aware of what we're doing in this present moment.
Okay.
And that's how we really start to live a quality life, when we're really present.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Andrea. If anybody wants to get in touch, your website has been coming up on the screen.
Okay, thank you.
But perhaps just to remind people where you're based.
Okay, Chiropractic Sana, we're in Arroyo de la Miel. Not far, it's actually better to park in the Tivoli car park. And then we're in Calle Mercurio, which is the street that goes down to the train station from the car park. And it's in Urbanización Real de Tivoli. So, but if you've got our details there, and I think our telephone number is 952, I hope it's coming up, 566 965.
Yeah, that's right. I've just been having a look. Thanks very much, both of you.
Thank you.
Look forward to catching up later.
See you soon. Thank you.
Thanks. And Mijas International will be back with you tomorrow. Don't forget you can catch up with us on Facebook as well. And we look forward to you tuning in. Hasta mañana.